Good morning. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about choices. I have so many cool headbands now and I can't find any. Oh, here it is. I need that. Okay, choices. I have a choice to get up in the morning or to not get up in the morning. I have a choice to live or just barely survive. Right? That's the truth. That sounds dramatic? Yes. But is it the truth? Yes. If you've been in a place of depression in your life and struggle with feeling motivated, we'll just say at the least, it doesn't matter at some point if it starts with chemistry. If it's chemistry and not experiential, it's harder, yes, but you can still retrain the brain. There's lots of good stuff on YouTube about it. So people really fight it. But if you're like me and you decided, I am not going to be on this fucking planet just to barely survive, I'm not going to do that. And I almost checked out years ago, back when I was in my late 20s. That's when I made some big changes in my life to get sober, to get fit, and exercise stuff was just coming out. The whole Jane Fonda thing was just coming out, which was pretty cool. The whole aerobics thing with leg warmers and all that. Rollerblading was just being a thing. So, recovery or the brain chemistry that we know today around PTSD, the recovery from trauma, wasn't anywhere close to what it is right now. Now it's on every YouTube channel that has to do with mental health. You have to want it, you have to be hungry for it, or you have to be a good faker. So you can get out there and, like Nike said, just do it. See, I got sober before the internet was a thing, as far as I was concerned. I got sober before you had lots of choices. You either did it or you didn't do it. I got sober when there was, and changed my life from suicidal ideation constantly and potential suicidal tendencies to making a decision to get sober and to live, because I had access to AA meetings. I was self-employed, so I could take time off if I wanted to. Nike was just coming out with its slogans of just do it, and they were making different t-shirts that were very powerful. Different women were having different accessibility to fashion and makeup, to power in the public. There we go. I'm going to be outside, so I'm layering on my 30 block at CeraVe. Yummy. I love it. But this is just getting nasty looking. It must have a leak somewhere, so I have to keep wiping this lid off because it's gross. This is as well. I don't know how it just keeps getting so gross looking. Okay, so my point is, we have decisions that we make every day. And I was watching the suitcase murder trial, and I'm a voyeur. I like to watch people. I like to see how they respond to different things. More so than the murder, I was taking in account how other people were responding to it. That's the show I'm there for. Yeah, I understand how that situation happened. It's sad and sick because it involved being an addict, and denial, and excuse me. And it's hard, very hard in the beginning to differentiate between addiction and trauma, because it all looks the same. It all looks borderline behavior, which is too bad. It's just such a mess. A mess. Now, most people are not someone who could push themselves to behave that poorly. Of either one of them. But a lot of people do have the capacity to not push themselves to do the right thing. And sometimes the right thing is only for you to get out of bed in the morning, to brush your teeth with or without toothpaste every morning.
I'll be back.
Okay, have a nice trip. To be able to make a decision to be polite from the first moment you wake up until the last minute you go to sleep. Sometimes it has to be an adult decision, period. People think life should be easy. Should it? I don't know. I don't know if it should be easy. Frankie, should life be easy? Yeah. He thinks so. I don't know, and I don't care if life should be easy. The deal is, it's not. The dealio is it is not. So, what are you going to do about it? Well, just do it. Make a list of things that you struggle with to get through the day. Go ahead and include people. Oh, I struggle with getting along with my husband. I struggle with getting housework done. I struggle with getting out of bed. I struggle with taking a shower. I struggle with brushing my teeth. Right? Make a list. And put it in columns. And then under each column, I struggle to get out of bed. Write down what would make it easier. Anything. Anything's on the table. I struggle to get along with my husband. Make a list. Anything's on the table of what would make it easier to communicate better with your spouse. I struggle to go to work. I struggle to blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and make a list. Just make a list. Just do it. I don't care if you like doing it or not. Just make the damn list. Why am I so excited about it? I'm going to tell you why. Because there were times... here's me rolling my eyes. I remember opening up another bottle or getting another therapist to feel sorry for me. If you had basically supporting my little mantra, if you had a childhood like mine, if you had a life like mine, well, you'd drink too. Well, you'd be mad too. Well, you'd be fill in the blank. You know what? If you had a life like mine, your life would suck too. Really? Okay. You want to live with that? Is that how you want it to be? Go ahead. Go ahead. It's your life. But I'll tell you what. I don't know if I didn't finally find a therapist who was willing to talk boldly to me, I don't know how long it would have taken me to finally get it. And it's too bad that I didn't find her until I was 40. Not that one. But I did find therapists that were good enough, just good enough, to help me get sober. I'm not going to put on a whole bunch of, but, I'm still doing the, It's too bad I don't have the color of lips I wish I had. There's so many people with such pretty lips. This is just not serving me well. I'm going to put that in the to-go box. A little wastebasket there. And now, I'm put on a little eyeshadow. This is my cream eyeshadow. Yay! Isn't that fun? Okay. I think I ordered some more of that. It's from Temu. It's that... Yeah! Didn't mean to drop it. Look at this. I'm going to let it kind of zero in. Is it going to work? Sorry. I don't have a fancy camera. Anyway. And this is pretty good for like all day. Kind of amazing. Oh, what else was I going to tell you? Yeah, I have some clients who are finally waking up. That I've seen like for a little bit, and usually they find excuses to not do homework. They find ways to avoid taking responsibility because of how badly they've been hurt in the past and how I just don't understand. But they don't fire me. What the heck is that about? I don't know. So it must be something they need to hear, and they know it. So anyway, I love that a couple of them, it's funny too how things go in patterns or in clumps. When it rains it pours. That's been going on a lot here lately. I'm wondering if it has to do with all the tension in the air with the elections coming up, or there's a full moon in about 20 days, and I think somewhere along the timeline there's a disruption in the force. I don't know anything about astrology, honest to goodness, and I'm not trying to act like I do. I'm just saying something weird is going on, and it seems to go on ever so often, you know, with this whole when it rains it pours thing. I had a bunch of fallout for some reason. I didn't tap my dang tool hard enough. Huh. Oh, well, I don't care. You know, I'm just going to go work in the yard. And yay! This is my day off. I'm supposed to be doing some laundry in my head. Nobody else's head. But hubby's having a fairly good day, so he's out and about. Promising not to overdo it, but we'll see. 'Cause I don't know. And I get to actually go outside and enjoy the weather. Yay! So I just want to not scare the children in the neighborhood. That's why I'm putting on makeup. Then later I'm going to soak in a tub. You know how I can just say this so freely and relaxed because I work so hard at having the life I want. I push myself so that it gets easier and easier. Do I still have challenges? Yes. That's why you won't hear from me for a while, is because I'm usually working hard just to get through, or I have too much chaos going on in the house, right? If my life were perfect, those situations wouldn't happen. I'm not talking, and I hate it when people act like, oh, once you hit a certain point, everything should fall in line. Well, that's not always true. Sometimes you still have struggles. Sometimes things just don't fall in line for no reason at all. So you just have to decide, am I willing to be okay with that? Yeah, I am so willing. Because I know what it felt like to feel like I had no hope at all. None. And I don't want to live like that again. I'm going to go rake. I'm going to go rake my monkey grass. So finally figured out a few weeks ago. I didn't tell you because I forgot. But evidently, monkey grass doesn't like weed killer. Monkey grass it's a grass and weed killer. So you only put it like around, I guess, legitimate plants. And monkey grass is a grass. So that would explain a lot about why my monkey grass patch has been doing so poorly. I was mad at myself for a little bit. It was more like, oh man. Oh man. And that's as bad as it has to get. Frankie, isn't that right? We don't have to beat ourselves up. Why beat ourselves up? Stop beating yourself up and get out of bed. Doesn't matter if it's a chemical imbalance or not. You can still work on it. It's harder. It's just harder to do that. And it feels like a chemical imbalance because even if it's not originally a chemical imbalance, we create a chemical imbalance because of our repetitious thoughts. So you have to stop thought, change thought. You have to say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. You have to step away. If your mouth, you can tell your mouth wants to keep going. Take that forked tongue and reel it in and go for a walk. And if someone's treating you that way, there's a line where, and this is another thing about the suitcase thing, murder, is that there's a line where we feel comfortable even though it's uncomfortable in ridiculous environments. If you have found that you feel comfortable in an uncomfortable situation for whatever reason, you don't have to explain it to anybody else. It's not anybody else's business. If you feel like this relationship is the best you can do based on your previous track record, based on your self-esteem, your self-value, then give yourself permission to be in the relationship that you're complaining about, whether it's work or kids or partner, and then make the very best of it. Follow the rules. Do the 4 agreements. Do the getting to I do workbook, to where you start to figure out, are you being masculine or feminine? Are you wanting to be a partner? Are you willing to give and take? Right? The Verbal Abusive Relationship, another great book. I was pointing the finger at everybody else, and when I was halfway through the book, I was like, oh my God, they're talking about me. I have to take responsibility for me and quit pointing the fingers at everybody else, right? That's what you got to do. If you want to get out of bed every morning, make it an adventure. Overemphasize it. Like, yeah, this is part that works for me sometimes when I'm feeling blue, is I only have so much information or so much energy. And so I have to use all that energy to direct myself at the information that I know is going to work for me to get me through the day without messing up and stepping all over my own ego. I don't have the extra time for extra phone calls. I don't have the extra time to do a venting video. I don't have the time to work in the yard or to pay my bills. I always pay my bills automatically. Very rarely do I need to pay them physically. So whatever it is, clean the house, do the laundry, whatever. I set aside everything that I don't need to do, and I try to overemphasize the adventure of getting one little extra thing done. Even if it's taking a bath. I make sure I light candles in the bathroom, put some scent in there. I have some Epsom salt, some Dr. Wiles eucalyptus or lavender, and I soak and get all the dead skin off, and I soak there and get my muscles relaxed. I just keep adding hot water after hot water after hot water. I stay in the tub for like an hour, which I know is too long, but I don't care. I overemphasize it so it'll be great, so it'll feel rewarding when I get done. Does it make me happy when I get out? Not usually, because when I'm in that kind of funk, there's about no way mathematically I'm going to be happy, but I can feel soothed, and I'm good with that. Pre-recovery, I had 3 emotions: pissed, drunk, and horny. Happy, okay, 4. But happy was so transparent, so translucent, so what's that word I'm looking at? Transit. It was transit. It was, what's the word I'm looking for? You know what word I'm looking for? Transient. Thank you. So, now in sobriety and in mental health recovery, I have that feelings wheel to tap into. I'm more in tune to what I'm going through, even if I'm tired and lazy and pouty. See, I have all these other words to tap into to identify what's going on with me. Right now, what's going on with me is I'm getting anxious because I want to get outside and start ripping up. I want to start raking. Oh, these huge trees are starting to turn. And some of our neighborhood trees are so beautiful. My tree is not so beautiful, but they're starting to shed. Yes, they turn brown and fall off. The whole tree doesn't turn colors like a lot of trees. It just, as each leaf changes, it falls. So it's still big, beautiful green trees. It's just there's lots of brown leaves underneath. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Yeah, Google pencil oak. I think that's what they're called, pencil oaks. I've never seen them before. I moved down here in Tennessee. Yeah, we're used to actual oaks with the big leaves and maples. So, oh my God, when they change color, it's just magnificent. All right, I'm going to run while I still have some energy. All right. Think about what I said. Leave a comment because I'd love to know what you think. And I was going to say something about Court TV. I've never done Court TV before. Oh, I did the Amber Heard Johnny Depp just because I just wanted to see Johnny Depp. I was a Pirates of the Caribbean gal. Just like, ugh. He was it. Him and Momoa and The Rock. Manly men. But what a hot mess that was, right? A lot of people just were like flabbergasted. But if you're an addict and you and your partner grew up in dysfunctional homes, none of that was off the table. Everything they went through was something familiar. Yeah, kind of gross, right? I know. All right, y'all. I do love you. And I want you to take care of yourself. And I want you to get out there and enjoy this beautiful day. fall doesn't last very long. So get out there and enjoy it, even if it's just a little walk around the block. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Bye for now.